Good morning.
I'd like to read and open a statement. This is to advise the general public that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled Senator Bar and Bear Open Public Meeting Act, New Jersey Casino Control Commission on December 8, 2021, filed with Secretary of State at the State House in Trenton an annual meeting schedule. On December 9, 2021, copies were mailed to subscribers. Any member of the public who wishes to address the commission will be given the opportunity to do so before the commission adjourns for the day. Please acknowledge the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we begin the meeting, I'm going to offer a moment of silence for the nation of Ukraine and the people of Ukraine. If you could join me in a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Welcome everyone who is joining us remotely today. As a measure to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 and to protect the health and safety of meeting participants, as well as members of the public interested in the meeting, the Commission is continuing to use remote collaboration technology for meeting participants. The public is able to listen through access provided on the Commission's website, as well as through our YouTube channel. We will accept public comments via email. Public comments can be sent to public.comments@ccc.nj.gov. I'll repeat that address. Comments can be sent to public.comments@ccc.nj.gov, beginning now and any time throughout the meeting, ending at the time of adjournment. This meeting is being transcribed as well as recorded, and minutes will be available on our website in due course. To meeting participant callers, I ask that you follow the instructions provided with the web link or audio call-in code and place your phones on mute until your matter is called. Also, please remember to identify yourself before speaking. Thank you.
Good morning. Please answer when I call your name for the roll, please. Commissioner Molyneux,
Present.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Present.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Present.
With your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to call the agenda out of order. I will call agenda item number 13, which is the resolution of the Casino Control Commission acknowledging March as Problem Gambling Awareness Month.
Thank you. The New Jersey Casino Control Commission resolution number 22-3-9.13. Resolution of the New Jersey Casino Control Commission acknowledging March as Problem Gambling Awareness Month. Whereas problem gambling is a significant public health issue that affects millions of Americans of all ages, races, and ethnic backgrounds in our communities, and one which has a significant societal and economic cost. Whereas problem gambling is a treatable disease and treatment is effective in minimizing the harm to individuals, their families, and society as a whole. Whereas promoting an awareness month provides an opportunity to educate the public and policymakers about the prevention, treatment, and recovery services available for problem gamblers and the social and financial effectiveness of those services. Whereas the state of New Jersey, through the Division of Gaming Enforcement, operates a self-exclusion program and through fees imposed on casinos provide financial support for the Council on Compulsive Gambling of New Jersey and its 24-hour confidential 1-800-GAMBLER hotline. Whereas efforts by the Council on Compulsive Gambling of New Jersey, Gamblers Anonymous, and counseling and treatment programs all have significant positive impacts on gamblers, their families, and communities across the state. Whereas Governor Philip D. Murphy designated March 2022 is Problem Gambling Awareness Month in the state of New Jersey, thereby providing an opportunity to further encourage the efforts of the Council on Compulsive Gambling to educate the public and healthcare professionals to prevent the onset or worsening of gambling problems and raise awareness of programs and services that are available both throughout the state and nationally through the campaign, Be Informed, Be Empowered. Now, therefore it be resolved that the Casino Control Commission supports Problem Gambling Awareness Month and hereby expresses its gratitude for the ongoing efforts of the Council on Compulsive Gambling of New Jersey to offer prevention, treatment, and hope to those affected by problem gambling. Be it further resolved that this resolution be placed in the record as a commemoration of our support and appreciation. At this time, I'd like to call on Felicia Grondin, the Executive Director of the New Jersey Council on Compulsive Gambling. Felicia?
Good morning, Chairman Plausis, Commissioner Cooper, and Commissioner Molyneux. On behalf of the Council, I'm honored to receive this resolution from the New Jersey Casino Control Commission acknowledging Problem Gambling Awareness Month. With the ongoing proliferation of gambling opportunities and the abundance of advertising, it is more important than ever to bring awareness to gambling addiction and disorder. As I'm sure you are aware, last year, gambling revenue in New Jersey exceeded $4.74 billion, an increase of over 64% since 2020. It is no doubt this increase is a direct correlation to the accessibility to gambling and incessant advertising with which we are inundated every day. People need to acknowledge that while gambling can be entertaining, it can easily morph into an addiction that ruins careers, families, relationships, and lives. But there is hope. This year's Problem Gambling Awareness Month theme is Be Informed, Be Empowered, which embodies the philosophy that through education, like setting limits for responsible gambling and learning the warning signs of problem gambling, people will be better equipped to make decisions as to the degree of play they should engage or whether they should avoid it due to a gambling disorder. While it is important to play responsibly and set limits, the Council on Compulsive Gambling of New Jersey is here to provide resources that help to identify if you or a loved one has or is developing a gambling problem, as well as information as to how to get help through referrals to 12-step programs, support groups, or counseling by one of our skilled treatment providers. And please remember, if you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by calling 800-GAMBLER or visiting our website at 800gambler.org. We provide support, treatment, and hope. Thank you again for delivering this proclamation and for the ongoing support the Commission has provided to the Council over the years. It is greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Felicia. We appreciate your support as well and the collaboration we have with your fine organization.
Thank you so much.
At this time, I'd like to call on Mary Jo Flaherty, the Deputy Director of the Division of Gaming Enforcement for the state of New Jersey. Mary Jo?
Yes, good morning. Mary Jo Flaherty, Assistant Attorney General for the Division of Gaming Enforcement. Chairman and Commissioners, General Counsel Fauntleroy. Responsible gaming is a top priority for the division and has been for many years. And we strongly support this resolution for Problem Gambling Awareness Month. This is the 18th year of the March Problem Gambling Awareness Month campaign observed by the National Council on Problem Gaming and 35 state councils, including the longstanding and active New Jersey Council on Compulsive Gambling. The theme this year is Awareness in Action. March is the beginning of a new season and a good time to bring attention to this matter. Although problem gambling affects a limited percentage of players, it has serious financial and emotional consequences on certain gamblers. In order to have a sustainable, responsible industry, protecting vulnerable citizens is of the utmost importance. We always strive to be at the forefront of responsible gaming initiatives and are dedicated to working with the gaming industry to reduce gaming risks through innovation, awareness, and improved safeguards. As gaming opportunities expand, it becomes even more important to find additional ways to reach those who need help. The division is proud of its first-in-class self-exclusion program, both in person and online, and of its support financially and otherwise under the Act of the New Jersey Council on Compulsive Gambling and its critically important 24-hour hotline. In addition to our existing responsible gaming protocols and research initiatives, we look forward to continuing to work with the industry as well as treatment providers such as the New Jersey Council on Compulsive Gambling for even more ideas and approaches to provide assistance for problem gamblers. Thank you so much for the opportunity to address you today.
Thank you, Mary Jo. Mr. Joe Lupo, the president of the New Jersey Casino Association, will be calling in at a later date. He had a conflict this morning, so he will be calling during this meeting. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make that motion.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? I do want to state one thing. As we heard there from Felicia, that there is a concern about the overabundance of advertisements in regards to gaming. And I just want the record to reflect that I have met with Mr. Murray, the executive director of the National Gaming Association, and I conveyed that concern to him as well. He is concerned about that issue, and hopefully in the near future it'll be addressed. With that being stated, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just to review, closed session, we reviewed employee license matters and approval of the February 9, 2022 closed session minutes. For your consideration is agenda item number 1, which is the ratification of the minutes of the February 9, 2022 public portion of the meeting.
Are there any questions for council or any corrections?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to ratify the minutes of the February 9th, 2022 meeting.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. Item number 2 are applications for initial casino key employee licenses. They include Jahara J. Ahmed, Robert J. DeLuce, Latraine Gunter, Gerald R. Lake, Simon Mai, Gerard P. Mills, Milton E. Hendricks, Hatal G. Mistry, May Montemayor, Monica Panico, Jonathan D. Rincon, and Charles Washington, Jr. There are 4 matters that are subject to a issue raised by the division, which with a request that those matters be remanded. However, the remaining matters, 8, staff recommends that they be granted. Division has reviewed and also consents to those 8 initial casino key employee licenses being granted.
Are there any questions on any of these matters? No. Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the 8 initial casino key employee licenses.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. With respect to 2C, Latraine Gunter, 2D, Gerald Lake, 2E, Simon Mee, and 2F, Gerard P. Mills. As indicated, an objection has been raised with respect to those initial casino key employee licenses. Staff has reviewed those objections, and do recommend that those matters be remanded to the contested case hearing process.
Are there any questions regarding any of these matters?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to remand for a hearing the 4 initial casino key employee license applications.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. Item number 3 are applications for resubmitted casino key employee licenses and/or for qualification. They include Susan M. Sepoldi, James Ford Sr., Lenore E. Essinger, Karam J. Khan, Normad J. Mullen, Stephen L. Robinson, Antoinetta M. Roosh, also known as Antoinetta M. Rusito, Eva L. Santiago, Timothy J. Shortle, and an agenda addendum, Michael T. Salmon. Staff has reviewed each of those matters. Division has also reviewed. There are 7 of those matters that staff consents to those resubmitted casino key employee licenses being granted. The remaining 2.
Are there any questions on any of these matters?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the 7 resubmitted casino key employee licenses.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the remaining 2, Antoinette M. Rush and Eva L. Santiago, are the subject of objection raised by the division. Staff has reviewed and do recommend that those 2 matters be remanded to the contested case hearing process.
Excellent. Are there any questions regarding these matters? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to remand for a hearing the 2 resubmitted casino key employee license applications.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
The addendum item J, Michael T. Salmon. Mr. Chairman, I believe council is present on that matter, and with your permission, I ask that they identify themselves and proceed.
Counsel?
Beth Sacco, Vice President, Chief Counsel, Caesars Entertainment Regional Operations. Good morning, Chairman Pelosi, Vice Chair Cooper, and Commissioner Molyneux. The petition before you is for the issuance of a New Jersey casino key employee license for Michael Salmon, along with the waiver of the New Jersey residency requirement in accordance with NJSA 5:12-89B4. Mr. Salmon is a Caesars Entertainment corporate team member who requires a New Jersey casino key employee license to perform casino credit support services for both Caesars Atlantic City and Harrah's Atlantic City, which services are needed at this time. We have reviewed the division's recommendation that Mr. Salmon's key license be issued with the New Jersey residency waiver on a temporary basis until June 15th, 2022. Caesars Atlantic City and Harrah's Atlantic City has no objection to granting of this relief on a temporary basis. I would therefore respectfully request that the commission issue an order granting Mr. Salmon his key license and approve the residency waiver as recommended by the division. And I'd be more than happy to answer any questions the division would have at this time. Thank you.
Division?
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Connor Martin, Deputy Attorney General for the Division of Gaming Enforcement. We filed an email response on March 8th, not objecting to a residency waiver for Michael Salmon until June 15th, while the division conducts an ongoing review of Caesars credit department functions. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to address.
Commissioners, are there any questions for counsel?
No.
Yeah.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the resubmission application of Michael T. Salmon for a casino key employee license and waive the residency requirement as provided for in NJSA 5:12-89B through June 15th, 2022, which may be extended by request of the applicant for good cause shown, which the chairman is granted delegated authority to decide.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, counsels.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Item number 4 are approvals through delegation of authority between February 1, 2022 and February 28, 2022 pursuant to resolution number 22-011211B. Patrick Eeler will review those matters with you. However, as noted, no action is required at this time.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. This is Patrick Eeler from the Casino Control Commission's Licensing and Financial Evaluation Unit. Between February 1st and February 28th, 2022, the staff of the Casino Control Commission's Regulatory Affairs Division granted the following approvals via its delegated authority. On February 2nd, 2022, temporary casino key employee license was granted to Christopher J. DeAngelis for an online gaming compliance senior manager position at Borgata. On February 7th, 2022, temporary casino key employee license was granted to Melissa C. Dishert for a hotel accounting manager position at Tropicana, Atlantic City. On February 14th, 2022, a temporary key employee license was granted to Brian M. Fogler for a Director of Finance and Internet Gaming position at Resorts Digital Gaming. On February 17th, 2022, temporary casino key employee licenses were granted to Kevin J. Gilclara for a lead count room attendant position at Ocean Casino, and Zuan Al-Mai for a dual rate pit manager position at Hard Rock Atlantic City. And on February 24th, 2022, temporary casino key employee licenses were granted to Patrick A. Gloss for a sportsbook manager position and to Gerard J. Tell III for a security shift manager position, both at Ocean Casino. This shall memorialize the noted approvals that were granted by the Commission's Division of Regulatory Affairs via its delegated authority during this period. No further action is required of the Commission at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Number 5, request for inactivation of casino key employee licenses. Again, I will defer to Patrick Eeler to review those matters with you.
Thank you. Patrick Eeler, Casino Control Commission, Licensing and Financial Evaluation Manager. Following 10 individuals have requested to be placed on the Casino Key Employee Approved Inactive List for a period of up to 5 years in lieu of filing a Casino Key Employee License Review application. They are Bothana Z. Deegan, Stephen Fain, Nadine Greca, Alan J. Greenstein, Abdullah H. Jawani, Charles E. Laird, Joseph Mastrolia, Michael Randazzo, Patricia A. Richter, and Francis V. Fitzpatrick III. Commission staff has reviewed these requests and recommends that you grant the requested relief.
Are there any questions on any of these matters?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to grant the requested relief and order that the 10 casino key employee licenses be inactivated.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 6 are consideration of the lapsing of casino key employee licenses. Again, Mr. Eeler will review those.
Thank you. Patrick Eeler, Casino Control Commission. This is my last item for the day. At this time, there are 4 individuals for your consideration to lapse their casino key employee license. In these cases, the casino key employee license review application filing deadline has passed, and the individual has not filed a casino key employee license review application or requested to be placed on the approved inactive list. Based on these facts, staff recommends that the casino key employee licenses of the following individuals be deemed to have lapsed: Nicholas P. Albano, Sean P. Callahan, James C. Escher, and Marianne Matos.
Are there any questions on any of these matters?
No.
Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to find that the 4 casino key employee licenses lapsed pursuant to NJAC 19:41A-6.1F of the regulation.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7 is consideration of the initial application of Jakia Bright for a casino key employee license. Senior Counsel Teresa Pimpinelli will address that matter with you.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Tracy Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing for the Commission. For your consideration is the initial application of Jakia Bright for a casino key employee license. You have staff memo and recommendation for this matter. Jocelyn Fedowitz is here on behalf of the division, and I would ask her to enter appearance and proceed.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Jocelyn Fedowitz, Deputy Attorney General on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. On September 8th, 2021, the division filed a letter report recommending that the initial casino key employee license application of Jakia Bright be denied, as Jakia Bright failed to provide documentation required to complete her application for a casino key employee license and necessary for the division to conduct its investigation. Furthermore, Jakia Bright was not able to demonstrate her financial stability, integrity, and responsibility, or good character, honesty, and integrity. Moreover, Jakia Bright advised both the division and the commission that she wished to abandon the process of obtaining a casino key employee license. In light of Jakia Bright's desire to abandon the process, the division respectfully requests that Jakia Bright's application for a casino key employee license be denied for the reasons set forth in the division's letter and based on her abandonment of the licensing process. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Are there any questions for counsel? Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would just make sure to confirm that Ms. Bright is not present to be heard. Okay, thank you.
So Ms. Bright is not available or not calling in. Okay. Is there a motion then? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Commissioner Cooper.
Mr. Chairman, I move to A, find Jakia Bright disqualified pursuant to NJSA 5:12-80B and D and NJSA 5:12-89B 1 and B2, and B, deny her initial application for a casino key employee license.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. Agenda item number 8 is consideration of the initial application of Noah A. West for a casino key employee license. Again, Senior Counsel Pimpinelli will address that with you.
Chairman and Commissioners, Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing again for the Commission. Before you is a stipulation of settlement between the Division of Gaming Enforcement and Mr. West, which, if approved, will grant Mr. West an initial casino key employee license. You have staff memo and recommendation for this matter. Jocelyn Fedowitz is here on behalf of the division. I'd ask her to proceed.
Jocelyn Fedowitz, Deputy Attorney General for the Division of Gaming Enforcement. The division has nothing further on this matter and respectfully requests that the stipulation be approved as submitted. Thank you.
Are there any questions for counsel on this matter?
No.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the stipulation of settlement between the division and applicant and grant the initial application of Noah A. West for a casino key employee license.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you. Item number 9 is consideration of the initial casino key employee licensure and plenary qualification of John Coster to serve as Regional President, East of Caesars Entertainment, Inc. Chairman and Commissioners, this matter was initiated by a petition 1302103, filed May 10, 2021, by joint petitioners Boardwalk Regency LLC, Harris Atlantic City Operating Company, Tropicana Atlantic City Corporation, and Caesars Interactive Entertainment New Jersey LLC, as well as Corporate Caesars Entertainment, Inc., seeking the temporary casino key employee licensure and temporary qualification of Mr. Coster to serve in the position of Regional President, Eastern Region. You considered that petition at your June 9, 2021 public meeting and granted his temporary qualification. Before you now is his initial casino key employee licensure and plenary qualification. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, council is present, and I ask that they enter their appearances and address the matters respectively.
Good morning, Chair Felsis, Vice Chair Cooper, and Commissioner Molyneux. Pacifico Agnolini from Brownstein Hyatt Barber Schreck on behalf of Caesars Entertainment, Inc. and its Atlantic City operating companies and John Coster.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Connor Martin on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement.
Thank you.
Before you today is a petition for the plenary qualification of Mr. Coster and the issuance of his key license as the Regional President for the Eastern Region for Caesars Entertainment, Inc. As was indicated, Mr. Coster appeared before the Commission on June 9th for his temp qualification and temp key, both of which were granted. We are now asking that his plenary approval is issued. My client and I have reviewed the division's report on this matter, and Mr. Coster has asked that I convey his appreciation to the division for its time and effort. Mr. Coster has worked in the industry for decades and acknowledges the breadth of the required review. As this is Mr. Coster's first posting to New Jersey, he has not met each of you in person, only via Zoom at the last hearing. As such, he would like to schedule a meeting at your convenience to come and talk with each of you at the Arcade Building or at one of the Caesars properties. He looks forward to reviewing his industry experiences with each of you and the changes those experiences have brought to his management skills, including the lessons learned from those experiences, and answering any questions you may have. We have reviewed the Commission's draft resolution and have no comments and ask that the resolution be adopted. Thank you.
Division?
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. The division filed a plenary report on March 2nd, 2022, recommending that John Coster be granted a casino key employee license and plenary qualification to serve as Regional President for the Eastern Region of Caesars Entertainment, Inc. We have reviewed the draft resolution and have no objection. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for council? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry.
Just a moment. Is this where I can make a statement here?
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. At this time, who was the first person that spoke? I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
Mr. Angelini.
Pat Agnolini is the counsel for Caesars.
Yeah. Okay. Pat, you say you spoke with the, with him? You spoke with him and he's considered, I'm going to say changing his attitude.
Well, we've absolutely gone through the report with Mr. Coster, and he has provided his responses to some of the issues raised and has asked that I convey to you his sincere appreciation for the consideration and that, the lessons that he has learned over the years have absolutely changed his perception and the way that he handles things. He would like to and looks forward to sitting down and talking with you and answering any questions you have and going through those experiences more specifically.
Well, I certainly look forward to that because from what I've read, I am not impressed with his attitude. We're trying to change all attitudes in Atlantic City with our casinos and moving forward with our employees and how the treatment is. So as well as our police are working to change attitudes, we want all attitudes to be changed also in the casino. So I am looking forward to that.
Your comments, your message are heard loud and clear.
Thank you.
He will not agree.
Are there any other questions for council? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the draft resolution and A, grant an initial casino key employee license to John Coster pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89B, and B, find Mr. Coster qualified to serve as Regional President, Eastern Region for Caesars Entertainment, Inc., in accordance with NJSA 5:12-85.1, NJSA 5:12-89B, and NJAC 13:69C-2.6 and 2.7.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you.
And we will schedule that meeting with Mr. Costner for the commissioners as soon as possible there, Mr. Angelini?
Yes, absolutely, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 10 is consideration of the plenary qualification of Talik Mandati to serve as Chief Strategy, Innovation, and Technology Officer for MGM Resorts International. This matter was originally brought to you by way of a petition 1872105, filed July 6, 2021 by MGM Resorts International, seeking to fill the newly created position of Chief Strategy, Innovation, and Technology Officer with Mr. Talik Mandati. You reviewed his temporary qualification, which was granted at your July 14, 2021 public meeting. You're now here to consider his plenary qualification, and Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I will defer to council to enter their appearance, who are here to address the matter.
Good morning, Chair Pelosi, Vice Chair Cooper, and Commissioner Molyneux. Patrick Madamba, Senior Vice President and Legal Counsel for MGM Resorts International and Marina District Development Company, LLC. I've reviewed the draft resolution, and it is fine in form and substance. Accordingly, we just asked that the plenary qualification be granted. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Tracy Richardson, Deputy Attorney General for the Division of Gaming Enforcement. We filed a report recommending the plenary qualification of Talik Mandati, dated February 3rd, 2022. We also have reviewed the draft resolution and have no objections. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Are there any questions for counsel? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the draft resolution and find Talik Mandati qualified to serve as Chief Strategy, Innovation, and Technology Officer for MGM Resorts International in accordance with NJSA 5:12-85.1C, NJSA 5:12-89B 1 and 2, and NJAC 13:69C-2.7.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 11 is the petition of Marina District Development Company, LLC, for the issuance of a temporary casino key employee license to Richard J. Berninger pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89E, and to permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of Vice President, Human Resources, pending plenary qualification. This matter was initiated by a petition 054-2201, filed February 24, 2021, seeking Mr. Berninger's temporary qualification. Again, Mr. Chairman, with your permission, council is present, and I ask that they enter their appearances and address the matter directly.
Good morning again. Pat Madamba, Senior Vice President of Legal Counsel for MGM Resorts International and Marina District Development Company, LLC, which does business as Borgata Hotel Casino. We've reviewed the draft resolution. It's fine in form and substance. I simply would like to make the point that during the COVID closures in late spring of 2020, the Vice President of Human Resources position for Borgata and our National Harbor properties were combined as a result of the stress and what have you on the company and some changes in managerial functions. We're essentially unpotting those two positions, and Borgata will once again have a dedicated Vice President of Human Resources. We're doing some things at Borgata that are similar in other positions to augment the existing management there. So this is really good news for Borgata that it's got VP in Human Resources, and Mr. Berninger, Rick, is absolutely excited. He moved over from Las Vegas. He's absolutely excited. He's on property today and can't wait to get going in his new position. Thank you.
Good morning again, Chairman and Commissioners. Tracy Richardson, Deputy Attorney General for the Division of Gaming Enforcement. We filed a response with you dated February 28, 2022, with no objection regarding the issuance of a temporary casino key employee license, as well as temporary qualification for Richard Berninger as the VP of Human Resources for Borgata. We've reviewed the draft resolution and have no objections. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions for council? Well, I welcome the position coming back to New Jersey. I think that's a great move. With that being said, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the joint petition and issue a temporary casino key employee license to Richard J. Berninger pursuant to NJSA 5:12-89B4, NJSA 5:12-89E, and NJSA 19:41A-5.3, and permit him to assume the duties and exercise the powers of Vice President of Human Resources for Marina District Development Company, LLC, pending plenary qualification in accordance with the conditions contained in NJSA 5:12-85.1 and NJAC 13:69C-2.6.
Is there a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Molyneux,
Yes.
Vice Chair Cooper,
Yes.
and Chairman Pelosi.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Item number 12, Mr. Chairman, has been adjourned. Item number 13 has been addressed, unless, is Mr. Lupo available? Okay. Item number 14, which is an addendum, is the application for suspension in State versus Lamont Bradford, docket number 22-0011-CK. I believe I will defer to Senior Counsel Pimpinelli to review that matter with you.
Chairman and Commissioners, Teresa Pimpinelli, Senior Counsel, appearing for the Commission. By complaint filed March 3rd, 2022, the Division seeks the immediate suspension of Mr. Bradford's temporary casino key employee license. Staff has attempted to notify Mr. Bradford of today's proceedings. You have staff's memo and recommendation on this matter. Jocelyn Fedowitz is here on behalf of the Division.
Jocelyn Fedowitz, Deputy Attorney General, on behalf of the Division of Gaming Enforcement. On March 3rd, 2022, the division filed a complaint and an application seeking the immediate suspension of the temporary casino key employee license of respondent Lamont Bradford. As set forth more fully in the division's complaint, 2 warrants were issued by the Manchester Township Municipal Court against Lamont Bradford on October 14th, 2021 for failing to appear for court. Warrants subject casino key employee license applicants to arrest. The division notified Lamont Bradford of the outstanding warrants and provided a deadline for him to address them by. He represented to the division that he would go to the Manchester Township Municipal Court to address these outstanding warrants. When he failed to meet the first deadline, he was provided a second opportunity to address the outstanding warrants, and he provided the division with potentially misleading information as to the status of those warrants. To date, he has failed to address these outstanding warrants, which are still active as of this morning. The outstanding warrants and respondents' failure to address them are disqualifying pursuant to sections 80B, 80D, 86B, and 89B2 of the Casino Control Act. Given respondents' failure to address the outstanding warrants, he failed to cooperate in the division's investigation as required by sections 80B and 80D of the Casino Control Act. Moreover, given the information mentioned today and further detailed in the division's complaint, respondent lacks the good character, honesty, and integrity required of casino key employee licensure by section 89B2 of the Casino Control Act. Accordingly, the division respectfully requests the immediate suspension of Lamont Bradford's temporary casino key employee license until the satisfaction of the outstanding warrants and the completion of the division's plenary investigation. Additionally, if Lamont Bradford is present at this meeting, we would request that he be sworn in before speaking. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Mr. Bradford on the line?
Believe he was.
Yes, I am. I am on the line.
Okay, we're going to swear you in there.
Mr. Bradford, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Lamont Bradford.
Thank you.
Proceed, sir.
Yeah. So, she's correct with everything they did. They did give me the information that in March that, well, in February that I did have the outstanding warrants, but I wasn't privy to the information before then. And I did my backgrounds and different things with the casino. I did the regular background, the corporate background, and the key license, and it never came up. And I did speak to representatives at the Manchester Municipal Building, and it was just a miscommunication between me and a representative in the municipal building who did not, who just didn't have the right and correct information in regards to the warrant. I also thought it was just one warrant, and it's just for a traffic ticket. It's not like it's for any criminal charges or anything. It's just for a traffic ticket. And I'm going to take care of the matter next week. I just didn't have the funds currently to take care of the matter to pay the warrant. I also asked, could I pay it online? And they told me I would have to come up there. And with the new work schedule and with my other things that I have going on, I just didn't have time to make it up there in the amount of time that I was given.
Mr. Bradford, does the Manchester Court have your right address? Did they have the right address during this process?
I don't think they have my right address. I just recently given them my address, and they didn't even have it on file, nor did they have my email as well to even give me a court date.
So you have a pending court date? Do you have a pending court date?
No,
no,
I do not. No, sir, I do not have a pending court date. Manchester has told me I guess their lead person who handles the court matters, they've told me I have to, and that was the confusion, because I spoke to another person that told me that doesn't make sense, that I have to come up to Manchester to pay the warrant. they told me I should be able to pay it online. They said they didn't hear that since COVID, and that was the miscommunication that I was given, and I did relay that, so that is my fault. But yeah, they said I have to come up to Manchester and pay the warrant.
Do you have any other questions from the commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, actually, not a question, but I'd like to make a motion, if that would be acceptable at this time. It appears from what we've just heard, there seem to be several issues, concerns, and questions about this matter, about with what Mr. Bradford just spoke about and indicated. And I'd like to say, with that being said, I would like to make a motion that we adjourn this entire matter to next month's meeting.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor to adjourn this to next month's matter. Mr. Bradford, this will give you a little bit of time. You have to get this resolved before our April 13th meeting. So we have a motion on the floor to adjourn this till the April 13th meeting. Do I have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Okay. Any other further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Mr. Bradford, you have a little relief here. You have to get up to the Manchester courts and get this matter resolved before April 13th.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Division and our counsel.
Mr. Chairman, that is the last matter. In accordance with Resolution 22-120803, the next closed session shall be held on Wednesday, April 13, 2022, at 9:30 a.m. in Commissioner offices.
Thank you. This is the public participation portion of the meeting. Ms. Fauntleroy, do we have any comments?
Mr. Chairman, I have been advised that Director Rebuck would like to be heard.
Thank you. Director Rebuck, the Director of the Division of Gaming Enforcement for the State of New Jersey.
Thank you, Chairman Plosius and Commissioners. During last month's meeting, the Chairman presented a very moving and sincere tribute praising the life of Paul O'Gara after his recent passing. I would be remiss as Director of the Division of Gaming Enforcement if I did not add publicly my voice in praise of Paul. Paul was much more than a talented attorney who skillfully represented many clients in Atlantic City in the casino industry. Behind the scenes, though, Paul was dedicated to establishing a regulatory structure that benefited all who worked in this industry and all those who provide services to the industry, their employees, and customers to the industry. I first met Paul in 2011. As many will remember, it was a very trying time for this industry, which required significant revisions and reforms in order to achieve future success and also meet the vision of our statute to benefit Atlantic City. Today, as a result of Paul's input and guidance, all sectors of this industry, including those he did not represent, are benefiting from his commitment to corrective acts which have enabled the industry to overcome past challenges. Today, this industry is much more prepared to deal with the new challenges in the environment that we're faced today because of Paul's efforts. I too am grateful for his counsel and will miss him as a friend. On behalf of the division's 325 employees, we acknowledge Paul will be greatly missed by us and many others in our community. We commemorate his life and offer to his wife, Kathy, our sincere condolences on our sincere and heartfelt condolences on his passing. Thank you for allowing me to contribute to today's public meeting, Commissioner.
Thank you, Director. Well said. We all miss Paul. As you said, he was a great guy for the industry and a great human being all the way around. Thank you.
Nothing further, Mr. Chairman.
Nothing further. We don't have Mr. Lupo. Again, Mr. Lupo was, had a conflict with our schedule, but we do appreciate him trying to make an effort to be here.
Mr. Chairman, we certainly can accept his written remarks into the record after the fact.
Excellent. We will do that there. Thank you, Council. The public participation portion of this meeting is now closed. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion.
Is there a second to?
I second the motion.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.